Danny here from Central Paranormal, and this is Paranormal Talk. And today, what I thought we would do is I thought we would take a look at the four most common clairs used in our investigations. Okay, now I got my little cheat sheet down here so that I don't unintentionally forget anything. Okay, so if you see me look down, I'm looking at a cheat sheet. All right. Okay, these clairs are important because unlike our instruments, which are fine and I love them, the clairs don't require battery power. And on an investigation, many times the batteries get drained by spirit, who is using that energy to be able to interact with us. Now with the clairs, there are no batteries, so spirit isn't going to drain that energy. So it's kind of important to develop these clairs, okay? And let's just take a look at each one of them on an individual basis. Our first one is clairvoyance or clear seeing, okay? These are like dreams or flashes in your mind's eye. You see something. It may just be an outline, or it just might be a quick flash of a scene. You might see it directly in front of you, or you might see it in your peripheral vision. Okay, these scenes are important because we've tapped into the other side and we're getting quick flashes of things that are going on. Okay, and it's important to develop the ability to see and to remember these things. You also might see symbols, for instance, water or a bridge or anything like that. If you see something like that, remember it, and then see what may happen that could be equated to that. Because a lot of psychics just see symbols rather than like a movie running in front of their eyes. So, for instance, a bridge may be a transition. Okay, and that may tell you that a transition has happened or going to happen. Okay, this is clear seeing. Okay, and we've all experienced it, but we just sometimes don't think about it. We don't pay any attention to it. So, clairvoyance, clear seeing. It's important that we use that. Okay. Next is clairsentience, okay? And this is clear feeling. And it's important when we walk onto a scene, into an investigation, that we know how we are feeling physically and emotionally at the time that we go in there, okay? And the reason being is that if all of a sudden our mood takes a swing, or we start feeling a physical pain, like in the chest or the leg, arm, whatever, this may indeed be spirit showing us how they feel or how they felt, okay? And I've had this happen many times. You walk into a room and all of a sudden you have this feeling of dread. And you go, well, that isn't how I was feeling outside that door. That's because when you walked in there, the clairsentience or clear feeling took effect, and you were able to feel the emotion of spirit inside of that room. Okay? So, learn to pay attention to how you're feeling as you start an investigation. And if you get sudden changes in how you're feeling, you're probably in the presence of spirit, and you can begin to put the story together. And combined with clairvoyance, you may get the feeling, and then you may see a flash or a symbol that gives you more of a picture of what spirit is dealing with, okay? Next is clairaudience. Most of us have experienced clairaudience without even knowing what it was called. Have you ever been in a room and had your name called and you're the only one in there? That's clairaudience. Learn to listen to what's going on. You may hear a voice just as clear as can be, or it may be muffled, And when this happens, this is spirit communicating with you, okay? Clairaudience. And then we have claircognizance. And this is one that we again get, and a lot of times we don't pay any attention to, or very little attention. And that is a sudden knowledge of something. It's like you remember something that you have no business remembering because you've never experienced it. But all of a sudden that knowledge is there and you have it, and it's like, oh my goodness, now what? Okay, claircognizance. When we put all of these four clairs together and we allow them to operate in us or through us, when we walk onto a scene, when we walk into a room or wherever, all of a sudden, through this connection with the other side of the veil, we are able to get a picture of what's going on or what went on. And that's important for us as investigators to do. So work to develop these clairs. And it's easiest said by just simply paying attention to how you're feeling. Pay attention to what you're hearing, to what you're feeling, to what you know, and do it all the time. If you dream, do your best to learn to remember the dream in absolute detail. Everything you saw, everything you heard, everything you felt. And as you develop this ability, the clairs develop within you. So now, what I thought we might do is we might go on an actual site and put these clairs into operation. Now, I know this is the first time for most of you, and that's okay. All right? I'm going to take you to a place that I have been before. And I'm not going to give you any history on it, but what I want you to do is I want you just to examine the site in the video, and it does work this way. I have been on many videoed investigations, and you can pick up on these things even in a video. Okay, so we're going to go to a location, and I want you just to allow yourself to feel, to sense, to hear, to know as best you can, and trust the first thing that comes to your mind, because the first thing is usually exactly what it is, okay? Now, let's head on out and get on site. I'll be there with you all the way. Alrighty, this is our investigative area right here. This is a mausoleum, and I'm not going to say any more about it than that. I'm going to be still now and let you deduce what you can. And well, there you have it. There's our walk around through the cemetery and stopped off at a mausoleum. Now, I want you to think about what you've seen, felt, heard, whatever. Write it down. And then please send it to me right here on the site so we can see exactly what was up, okay? I hope you had a good time. I hope you had a learning time. And until next time, this is Denny from Central Paranormal, and this has been our tour today on Paranormal Talk. See you next time.